Okay, we're live with a bad chat screen. What's up? The chat screen's showing up white. That's no good, but fortunately I have it here on the side. Hey, it's Wednesday. It's been a while. I haven't done a live 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I took a week off. How is everybody doing today? Do I sound okay? Do I look okay? Who cares what I look like? Do I sound okay? Yeah, it's good to be back. Let's turn this light down a little tad here. It's good to be back. How's everybody doing? We're going to talk. I don't know why the chat's showing up on the screen as white. That's not very helpful. I have the pop-out chat to the side here so I can still see it, so whatever. I'll have to figure that out for the next one. I tell you, OBS, it just glitches out all weird from time to time for no reason. Let's see, who do we got in the chat so far? Lots. I'm going to go get my Nesquik bowl ready real quick. That's a good idea. Hey, Cornflakes, what's up? Saw August. How's it going? Away, halt 0666. Hey, Josh. Hey, Kelvin. You sound good. Great. Sounds good, my guy. Do you like mangoes? Love mango smoothies. A bad chat screen and a bad channel. Par for the course. Yeah, it's a bad. I don't know what's going on with that freaking chat screen. I apologize, guys. I should just delete it for this chat. But yeah, let's talk about. What do you guys want to talk about today? Today's a no agenda breakfast cereal hang. So let's see how many we got in here. I'm going to pull it up on my phone as well. But I figured we'd talk a little bit about the latest episode, if people saw it or not. That was called Could I Take Him? And the point to that episode was just a joke and a thought experiment, really, on fighting different guys. And it's, again, I love the comment section on these videos on serial killers, man, because it's like you get the whole breadth of people from all over the place, right? With like these different ideas and like a lot of people thought it was serious. I just had a comment on that video a few minutes ago where somebody said, these guys aren't looking for a fight, man. They're looking to and it's just like, well, it's a joke. Settle down, let's talk about the economic state of the world. Sounds good to me. That episode was awesome. Thank you. The fighting episode was hilarious. Yeah, I had a fun time making it for sure. It was fun to do a different look and play around with some stuff. I think my favorite part was probably I liked the Kemper size comparison where I showed you just how big Ed Kemper really was, whether it was stacked him up next to a bunch of other boxers, right? You had Muhammad Ali, you had George Foreman, which he's bigger than Lennox Lewis, and then I got into he's about just a little bit shorter than Shaq and decent amount shorter than Andre the Giant. But it's crazy. He's that big. Dude, you need a TV show. Thank you. I'm going to stay on YouTube. I like YouTube better than TV these days. Least favorite serial killer says Magic Sloth something. BTK. Oh my god, I love your channel. Thanks, Kaz. Let's talk. Oh, I'm getting behind. I'm 5'6", 194. I think I could take Dahmer easy. Interesting. Why? Why do you think you could take him? You can't just say you could. Irony is lost on some people. Yes, it is. New episode was great. Thank you. You never answered me. Do you think you could take Ramirez? Oh. So I said I would fight you. I could take Ramirez, no problem. Yeah, you have the whole, he's got the strung out vibe, maybe. Sometimes they get a little wily. But the dude probably weighed 140 pounds. Maybe. Maybe not even. I could take him. I have a whole video planned on Could I Catch Ramirez, where I wanted to map out when he got off that bus in Los Angeles and people chased him through the streets. How far did they chase him? And then I wanted to map out, like, could I catch Ramirez nowadays? Like, if I and do this whole thing on a treadmill and like in my work clothes, like, you'd wear like a suit and a briefcase and then train for that, and then take lessons on how to take someone down if you did catch them, and then just get beat up by a guy for an episode. That'd be fun. I think I could beat Gacy. Here's the thing about Gacy. I know I say that he's never dressed in clown gear, but for the fight he is. So what's he doing? Like, is he got the flower lapel and he's spraying you in the face with it? Does he have a spinning bow tie? Like, is he pulling a handkerchief out and wrapping that around your neck? Like, you got to think of these things, guys. Come on. I'm only 5'2" and I'd come up to his knees or something. Yeah, Kemper. Saugust says, shirt. What's that mean? Kaz says, just curious, do you have a degree in something related to this? No. I have a filmmaking degree. When you do cyber criminals that make people do bad things, you talking about like that group or whatever? I can't remember what they're called. Yeah, I mean, maybe, but not on the docket. Just want to say I love your content, man, says Barack Gage. Thank you. Appreciate that. Every few weeks, I got a weird serial killer obsession, and your channel is the first thing I binge. Hey, that's awesome. What brought you to the channel initially? What did you find first? Could you take Dahmer? Well, you got to go watch the episode, because I talk about Dahmer in the episode and whether or not I could take Dahmer. I'd easily be able to take Ed Kemper because he's dead. Yeah, that's a good point. He's not dead. Ed Kemper is not dead. Sorry, he's not dead. He's well alive, man. But I think I heard he was in a wheelchair maybe, so. Wednesday says, I'm ready. Oh, to fight me. Recently started reading about medieval serial killers. Have you heard of Gilles de Rais? Unsure if you had a video of him yet, but dude is a total creep. Yeah, I mean, they're all creeps, right? I don't have a video on him. But we'll see someday maybe, right? Laugh my ass off. The clown gear is a factor I hadn't considered. Yeah, you got to consider that. I mean, let's see. That's why your videos are so good. Quality from the jump. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah. Well, yeah, I've been a filmmaker forever. So, yeah, I'm lucky. And then I have friends that are also, so cameraman Eric, for example. Where'd all the serial killers go? Yeah, that's a banger video. That was a big one for the channel, for sure. That's the beginnings of the channel starting to have success. So this week, I want you to fight Wade Wilson so bad. He got overweight, apparently. So this week, I've got a video coming out that I have I'm interested to see what happens with it. It's more in the serious nature. It takes place in the void, if you will. It's not where did all the serial killers go, but it is about, these are kind of distracting. Let's get rid of them. But it is about, it's about somebody left a comment on one of the videos a while back that said, all serial killers are sexually motivated. And I was like, well, no, they're not. Not all of them. And then I started thinking, and I couldn't really put my finger on one off the top of my head. I was like, okay, well, Dahmer, yeah. Gacy, yeah. Ramirez, yeah. Kemper, yeah. BTK, yeah. Bundy, yeah. So it's like, is there? So I started going through the list on my channel. It's like all of them pretty much. So I was like, okay, I'm going to explore this and make a video. So I made a video about whether or not all serial killers are sexually motivated and what we have to look at. So there's a lot of talk in that video about certain things. So I'm curious. I'm wondering. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if it's going to get demonetized or what. It's not gratuitous and it's not. It's educational, if you will. So I'm not making a bunch of jokes and stuff. So I think it should be okay. So I'm interested to see how that does. I feel like a lot of people are interested in that weirdness, right? So would you rather live in a house of Ed Gein or be in the apartment of Jeffrey Dahmer before they got caught? Gein. I'd rather be in Gein's place, I think. The boss from the north doing it live. Yeah, the true north, strong and free, baby. Wade Wilson is a punk. You need to do a video on the Hillside Stranglers and Jeffrey Gorton. I'm just reading a book about Gorton. And by the way, love your videos. I listen to them while I work. What are you, one of the 7 dwarfs? Sorry. That's whistle while you work, I guess. That's awesome. I'm surprised this channel isn't huge. Me too. I get that comment like 5 times a day on the channel. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. I mean, we're coming up on a year since the initial uptick started for the channel. Okay, so I was coming up on 4 years of being on YouTube. And for the first 3 years, I grew from 0 to 4,000 subscribers in 3 years. And now it's been since last end of August till now, I've grown from 3,000 or 4,000 to it'll be 100. So I've grown by 96,000 in the last year compared to 4,000 over 3 years before that. So we're definitely, trending in the right direction. So I just hope that it continues. How often do you think police officers or law enforcement have been able to something serial killers without being caught due to their knowledge of the way police catch criminals? I don't understand the question. Maybe rewrite it, Patrick. It's going to be super interesting for sure. I think so too. There was that string of middle-aged women poisoning old people or tenants for their money. So there are some. Yeah, I talk about the whole women aspect of it as well. Because, yeah, you're right? Women. Well, that's part of the episode, right? Definitely part of the episode. Big part of the episode is women and how they play into the whole sexual gratification, sexual motivation kind of thing. How often do you make jokes anyway? I feel like you're rather professional. Lou Morning. I don't think you've seen a lot of my episodes. Because if you get outside of the void and you go to the couch content, I'm making jokes like 99% of the time. Right? Either that or, yeah, you must have seen most of just like, because I do serious things as well. I do the investigative kind of like where'd all the serial killers go stuff in the void, in the darker setting, and then I do the stuff on the couch where I'm joking around and making fun of serial killers. Right? Like the last episode was all jokes. It was just me. It wasn't a gym, but like a gym talking about whether or not I could take certain guys in fights. And it was very dumb. Throw up, throw up, throw up, throw up. Can you imagine the smell? I don't know what we're talking about. Also, why is your screen chat all whited out? I don't know. I apologize. The screen chat, for some reason, just showed up whited out, which is weird, eh? Like, I should just, delete it. But it's driving me nuts. I have the pop-out chat to the right here. Normally, I just take the pop-out chat, pop it into into OBS here, and it shows up properly. And then I went through all the settings, and I couldn't get it to switch back, so I apologize. It's every week there's something, it seems. I wish you just pumped those out, but I get there's not much real estate there. I really like the React videos you do, like reacting to the Bundy last interview, etc. I wish you just pumped those out, but I get there's not much real estate there. You'd be surprised there's a lot. And I plan to do a lot more of those. Unfortunately, a lot of the big name guys didn't do many interviews. And when they did, they were rather, you seemingly can't find a lot of long form stuff. Like, people keep saying, do the Ramirez interviews, but the only Ramirez interviews are the only clips you can find are 4 minutes long. 8 minutes maybe, right? So I don't know. Maybe there's a situation where I can do a combination of people or something. I was thinking about doing the Iceman tapes. Those are an hour and a half long. The jokes is what makes your channel. I love the dark humor. Yeah. I enjoy them too. Unfortunately, those videos never do as well as the serious things, and I get that. And there's always going to be room for both. You know what? I equally enjoy making them, so it's nice. Like if I was only doing couch stuff, I get tired too, and if I'm only doing void stuff, I get tired. So there's nice to have a few. I think maybe because you're using light mode. No, I'm not. I tried that. I thought that too. I switched over. I forced my computer and my browsers into dark mode and then copied it again and pasted it in, and still same thing. Drove me nuts. It's supposed to be Biblio Butch. Would love to hear some from lesser known killers. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get into the lesser known killers as time goes on, right? It's just about kind of trying to find the time that makes sense to do. Because whenever I do something right now that's on somebody that's even a little bit lesser known, the video bombs. And right now I'm in the growth phase, and I'm getting discovered by new viewers with each episode. I need to be focused more on bigger topics, bringing in more audience. Once we get to like tons of subs and tons of weekly views, then I can start throwing out stuff with like guys no one's ever heard of. Because you guys like me, right? That's the goal. Right now, people come to the channel because they find a video on Dahmer, and they know Dahmer. Eventually, I'm hoping, people like breakfast cereal, and it doesn't matter who's on the thumbnail, because they see, oh, it's a breakfast cereal video. Never heard of this guy that he's talking about, but I'll check it out because it's breakfast cereal, right? And then that switches. So the discovery is now because of me and the channel, not because of the guy, the known name that it's attached to. So it hasn't quite flipped yet, but I think we're getting there. I agree with the Iceman, but I think he was the first video I ever recommended Josh to cover. He had to like it too. I enjoy the joke stuff. He had to like it. I'm missing. Sorry, I'm falling behind. I have done Picton. Picton was episode like 10 or 11. You should go check it out. It's one of my favorite couch episodes. It's an oldie. It's the very first episode I ever did anything that was kind of slightly different at all. Like all the first like 10 episodes were kind of this like just me on the couch and B-roll. And then that one we did a little bit of something kind of different where I like played bingo and shit. Picton's a good one. Is it all just you, or do you have a few people helping out? So I have cameraman Eric who helps me shoot, or he does shoot for a lot of the content. Now I have a setup here too, and I shoot kind of more B-type content here as well. And then there is my brother writes as well, not as much as he used to. So and then I do all the performing, a lot of the writing now, and all the editing and all the YouTube posting and all that stuff is all me. You're the GOAT of serial killer content already. Well, thank you. I watched Picton today with my mom. Your mom's probably cool. Dude, Jeffrey Gorton was ex-military too. The fuck? I always start my morning with breakfast cereal. I'm from Van. I'll check it out for sure. Yeah, I'm from Canada too. You know that, right? Like, I'm Ontario, but yeah. Picton was hanging out down East Van. And then Port Coquitlam. Yeah. FYI for the noobs. Wednesday, be the big dog in the chat. Yeah, Wednesday is. Mass murderers? Question mark? Yeah, you know, I could easily do tons of stuff on like Elliot Rodger. I've talked about Elliot Rodger in a couple things. But yeah, I don't know. I have a real problem with anything kind of that relates to kids and stuff like that. I can't even research it, so I don't want to do school shootings and stuff, you know. Who was the KFC guy you kidnapped for Gacy's last meal? Chill Fortnite vibes. That's chill Fortnite vibes. The best. Yeah, well, So close to 100K subs. Your OG style in the middle of the room was awesome. Yeah, I still got some of all that, right? I still like it. I'm working on one right now from there. Bonnie and Clyde. It's just taken me a long time because it's like the longest episode ever. Where are you from? Toronto? Give or take. Jelly the BES. Hi, Leslie. Hey, I finally made it. Hey, it's Trans Ben Shapiro. What's up? Missed you, Josh. Missed you too. Have you guys watched the new documentary about Charles Manson's granddaughter? I haven't watched it yet, but I'm interested. No. I should try to ask her out on a date. Have you guys watched... Perhaps a good way to get more eyes on the channel would be to compare and contrast the way serial killers are presented in the movies versus real life. Yeah, I mean... Maybe. I've done some stuff on that, kind of. I did an episode on how we kind of turn them into celebrities. It's worth checking out. I've always thought of doing a Mindhunter comparison. Like the guys who play the actors, because everyone freaked out over what's his name, Kemper's job, and yeah, the guy does an awesome job, but he's not really that Kempery. I recently saw some people get tattoos of serial killers. Makes me think of women who write letters to serial killers and fall in love. Yeah, it's weird to get a serial killer tattoo, that's for sure. I think, personally. No offense if you got one. Imagine being Canadian. That's a little embarrassing. I might keep that secret moving forward. If only 90% of my audience wasn't US, I would have a lot more to say. What are you drinking? Coffee. This is coffee. This is water. Any ETA on Bonnie and Clyde, and when you want that granddaughter Manson date? ETA on Bonnie and Clyde, it's probably a few weeks away. I'm chipping away. In the meantime, I'm just kind of releasing new stuff in the background. So next up, I said, is the video called "Are All Serial Killers Sexually Motivated?" And then the following week will be my History of True Crime episode, where I go back to like ancient Rome, not like Doc Brown in a DeLorean, but like in the video. Serial killer Genie. Is Mr. Beast evil? I've done a collab with him before. The old channel that I worked at. I think the King Von video is what brought me here. Oh yeah? King Von did well, yeah. That video did well. What do you think? Is he a serial killer? Where did you land? I'm in the land down under. Say it. We know we suck. LOL. You've got me wanting to do short form murder mystery content. Strictly shorts. It's tough to research. Yeah, I mean, it's tiring. I mean, the best advice I ever give anyone with film and video stuff is pre-production and planning. I spend more time planning things than I do anywhere else. Right? It's that expression, fail to plan, plan to fail. And that's very true. So if I'm writing an episode, I spend more time probably writing. Editing too, though. Editing is massive. The easiest part is the shoot, to be honest. Everything else is harder than the shoot itself. Coffee at this time? This man's on the grind, everyone. I could drink coffee at like 11 p.m. and it doesn't seem to bother me. I don't know. I have a Bonnie and Clyde wanted poster. If it's not recorded and you want a prop, I don't know what that means. And it's already recorded, but tons of YouTubers are Canadian. Patrick Bateman. Nice handle. There we go. Yeah. Sure, it's water. LOL. JK, JK. I haven't fallen off the wagon. You guys know that. I'm more than 10 years sober. How many serial killers have existed ever? 2,478.5. Not like I have no idea. So many. Way more than that. Oh yeah, I deep dove King Von after that. He was nuts. I think I need to go rewatch it. The King Von one. Question I've been meaning to ask. What research has led you down a rabbit hole you just couldn't escape? The history of bubblegum. So, it's not serial killer related, but I got reading about bubblegum a while back. And I just started reading about Wrigley and, like, all this shit. I used to, this is not serial killer related, but I used to have this job when I was like 20, I want to say 25, at a record store in Norway, because I lived there for a while. And the store was very slow. But I was the only one there. I couldn't leave. So sometimes I would have like 4 hours and like 2 people would come in. I'd stand behind that counter and sometimes I would text, like, I think it was my girlfriend at the time, and I'd be like, yo, give me a random freaking thing. And she'd be like, bubblegum. It wasn't bubblegum that time, but she'd be like, bubblegum. And then I would just spend like 3 hours learning about something stupid. Like I probably could have used that time to get better at something, but I did a lot of like rabbit hole stuff. Then it was fun. I used to also pick out music. I worked at a different record store here in Canada, where when you work in one of those places, you get tired of what you normally listen to, because you're listening to music all day, every day, and you can't always listen to what you want to listen to because you need to put on like what's popular and all that to an extent. So sometimes, other times though, we'd play a game where I would take the other guy and I'd be like, "Yo, okay, so walk halfway down the store. Yeah, stop. Okay, put your hand in. Yeah, okay, go 4 over. Yeah, 3 down. Yeah, 2 over. Okay, 2 up. Yeah, and 1 to your right, and let's listen to that." And then he'd just pull that CD, because it was a CD store, and we'd throw whatever it was on, and we would do that all the time. How do you do your research? Have you ever felt bad for a serial killer you've researched? Okay, so first of all, how to do research? Well, generally speaking, I'll start with, like, I have a good idea. I want to do something on a certain person, let's say. I might watch a documentary first. I'll read the Murderpedia page. First, it depends on what I'm doing it on. If I'm looking for couch content, like one of the couch videos, I'm reading it, I'm watching a documentary, and at the same time I'm thinking, do I have an angle here? Does this work for my content? And then if it does, I vomit pass, as I always say. I write based on what I know, based on a documentary that I watch, based on Murderpedia. And then as I hit blocks, I just Google and search and blah, 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 and just fill in the blanks as I need to and all that. So, yeah, that's about it, really. And have I ever felt bad? Not bad, so to speak. There's times where you think of a guy and you go, like, even you look at Dahmer, and Dahmer never woke up one day and decided that that's what he wanted to be attracted to, and that's what he wanted to drive his, like, thoughts, you know? So it's like, I feel bad in the sense that somebody could be burdened with something that horrific to begin with. But all that said, that's no excuse to act on such things. And if you're someone who is struggling with something like that, you owe it to the world to seek help and, you know, not spiral and act on things like that. But I do feel bad for the person who is burdened with those things that they never chose to just crop up in their brains, you know, like, that sucks. Have you considered doing a video on Jeffrey Dahmer? I think that's a joke, right? There's low-key probably a blockbuster movie worth of drama and interesting shite with the most obscure stuff like that. Would love your videos, man. Keep up the hard work. You ever thought about doing a video on Colonel Russell Williams from Canada? I have an entire full episode on him. It's one of my favorites. Go back and check it out. So if you go to the video section or to the breakfast cereal playlist, but I think the video section, you just scroll back, you'll see him. He's hard to miss. It's not that far back. It's probably a year and a half ago I did that episode, I bet. It's a good one. I think we can all agree that the real serial killer were the friends we made along the way. Yeah, I knew that comment was coming somewhere. So, Aileen, so I have a lot of sympathy for. Yeah. Okay. I don't want to go too far into the Eileen thing. I talked about it briefly in one video. But I do get a little tired of like the... Not tired of. Yeah, she had a horrific upbringing. Horrific. She was abused by everyone that should have protected her. She had a terrible, terrible childhood. A lot of SA, a lot of all that. But so did, like, most every one of them, right? Gary Ridgway. Like, 90% of these guys was horrifically abused in some way or another. And most of the time, SA as well. But Eileen, they generally... She's like, there's a whole school out there of, like, people are like, well, good for her. Getting back. And it's just like, well, no. I mean, regardless of what happened, you can't do that. Right? Same with, it's not an excuse for the guys in the same situation and stuff like that. So we just gotta, I think we gotta temper it a little bit. I feel bad for her, of course. Terrible that shit happened to her growing up. Hell yeah. Do you ever like the BuzzFeed Unsolved series? I haven't seen it. A bunch of serial killers grew up in the time when houses were using lead paint and asbestos, which could cause neurological problems. I have a whole episode on lead poisoning. There's a lot of theories behind the lead poison stuff. I had a bad childhood too. I chose the opposite route. LOL. Oh, by the way, I work right around the corner from Shawcross's old apartment. Cool. Building's still standing. They just painted it black for some reason. Yeah, there's still no excuse. It's just sad all around. Yeah, it is sad all around. I think he didn't do it, but damn, does he look effing guilty. Who? Who are we talking about? I missed it. Magic Sloth keeps calling me serial killer genie. Ugh. So, I'm still ramping up to get the that new season, as I keep calling it, of Where'd All the Serial Killers Go shot. It looks like the shoot's going to happen in August for all the new episodes. Which means we're going to be seeing end of August releases. And then we're going to go on a frickin'... That's going to be a rabbit hole. Arthur Lee Allen is his last name. Possible Zodiac. Right. Well, he was cleared by DNA. Right. He seemed crazy guilty. I did a couple good videos on that guy, too. I had a couple good shorts that I thought were really funny. I had one where it was just like... I used the Lionel Richie song. And then I took a photo of him. There's a good photo of him. He's wearing this shirt, and I put a "Hello, my name is," one of those name stickers that people used to get, and then just put Zodiac on it, and then it's just a slow push in that song. Hello, is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes. Do you think serial killers or detectives have an advantage over each other? I see. I don't know. Your videos are edited very impressively. How long do they take to make? Long time. Depends on the episode. Stuff on the couch takes longer than stuff like in the void. And that's mainly because if you look at stuff like Where'd All the Serial Killers Go, or this episode I'm working on right now, the supporting B-roll that I use in the edit is all just dictated by exactly what I'm saying. So I'll be like, Ted Bundy did all this kind of stuff, and then in the background on the wall I project that image of I put up stuff of Ted Bundy. Whereas on the couch there's a lot more like tricky stuff, and like I'm thinking of new stuff to add, so it's much more involved and creative, but way more difficult too. I haven't done a video on the Menendez brothers. My brother and I were just talking about doing that though. There's a lot there. I'd love to do it like actually do it like in 80s kind of like style. If I hypothetically had a tip I was 100% sure of Jack the Ripper was, what should I do? Well, you're not, and you don't, so. Oh, this is the person to solve it all. Every couple months, they're like, we figured it out, and then it's like, no, they didn't. Yeah, they will figure out who Zodiac was, I think, and they will figure out who Jack the Ripper is with advances in DNA and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure of it. I have a question about the couch. Did you already have it? Was it your inspiration? Where did you find it? I love it. So, originally I shot in a real house, right? It was I put an ad on, like, not an ad, I put a post on my Facebook back in the day, like 4 years ago, just asking all my friends and people if anybody have a basement that looks kind of like this or know of anyone who does. I'm looking for it for a shoot, blah, blah, blah. And this person I used to do some work for was like, oh, my mother's house has this thing just like that. And she actually doesn't even live in the house right now. They had to move her into assisted living. But we're maintaining the house, so it's empty. You're welcome to shoot there if you want. So it was like an hour and a half away from where we live. So we drove out there, and we'd stay for 2 days in a row. We'd sleep over together, like me and cameraman Eric and my brother. We'd sleep in the house in like sleeping bags on the ground and shoot for 2 days. And then we'd come back home. And we'd shoot like 8 episodes. And then like 3 months later, we'd go up again, right? So then unfortunately, the woman who owned the place, who was in assisted living, passed away. And then the family was like, okay, we're going to sell the house. So then I asked them after a little bit of time, I said, hey, might I be able to buy the couch? And they said, yeah, absolutely. So I bought the couch for like $100 or something. And then we went back there and we shot a bunch of plate shots, which is basically the backgrounds without anything on it. And then I took the couch, and now we shoot the couch on green screen, and I use the plate shots. Long story short, Ted Cruz, Jack the Ripper. Oh yeah, that's Ted Cruz. Yeah, Ted Cruz Zodiac is a thing, isn't it? I hope they figure out JonBenet Ramsey. They didn't find out who Jack the Ripper is. They didn't. They keep saying, different groups keep saying that they did, but no one has for real. There's people who go, yes, we did. It's like, no, you didn't. It's like when these documentaries come out on, every now and then there's like a documentary that comes out on YouTube or on Netflix or Amazon Prime or something, and it's like, is this the one where they finally found Bigfoot? And they'll say that in the trailer, and it's like, if it is, we'd already know about it, because that's not just, that doesn't get buried. That's not news that just sits until a documentary comes out. Yeah, you know what? It was fun to go. Wednesday says that sounds like fun, adult slumber parties. It was fun. We'd go up, get there in the morning, set up, shoot all afternoon into the evening. Then we'd all go out for dinner somewhere. We'd come back, and like all those VHS tapes that were behind me, we'd pick one out and then go watch like a VHS on the ground, and then like I'll go to bed and then get up in the morning, get some breakfast, and then like shoot all day and then pack up and leave on Sunday at like 5. It was fun. Are you a serial killer? I get asked that a lot too. If you had to get cracked by any serial killer, who would you choose? I'm assuming get cracked means get killed, and I would not want to do that. The oldest couch I knew my family to own, I'm the youngest, looks like that couch pattern. Cool. Bigfoot. Yeah, maybe Bigfoot is the Ripper. Yeah, or Loch Ness. I would love it. Wouldn't you guys love it if just all of a sudden one day it was like they found Bigfoot. He exists. There is Bigfoot. They found like a group of them. Wouldn't that be the coolest shit ever? Or if like Nessie actually just did wash up on shore dead, and we were like, oh my god, it actually did exist all this time. That'd be amazing. The Netflix docs really fucking sell you on realism. And if you make a few Google searches, it goes to shit. I don't know how to feel about it. Josh, you have to drop merch again. I'm working on shirts. I'm doing really cool shirts, I think. Nothing like massive and big. They're like emblem shirts. I'm going to do one with like the swing set design. One with a new drawing of the hand with the spoon. That was my very first thought for the channel, really. Was like, as a logo, was the like this, except not a knife, but a spoon. I thought that was cool. I still do. Is Jeffrey Epstein a serial killer? I'm serious. Yeah. Interview with Bigfoot, for sure. When I was a kid, I thought the movie Harry and the Hendersons was terrifying, because that one scene where they hit him with the car at the beginning, right? And then they put him on the roof of their station wagon or whatever, and they think he's dead, and he's just got him covered in a tarp, and they're just driving along, and then he like on the windshield. It scared the crap out of me. It's still a visceral memory. Josh, what other type of content would you be interested in doing a series on? I'd love to. I should do baseball content. That's what I should do. But I mean, we're doing cults. We're doing outlaws and things like that. Planning on doing an O.J. Simpson one at some point soon. Stop the swings. You got it. I'll die for the spoon shirt. I will still say swing set logo on a onesie. Can we get Canadian serial killer special? Like what? You mean like one that just talks about the Canadians? I've already done quite a few Canadian episodes. I've done Bernardo. I've done Luca Magnotta. I've done Picton. I've done Russell Williams. That might be it, but that's quite a few. I haven't done Bruce MacArthur yet, but... You a Yanks fan? Absolutely not. That's a joke, I'm assuming. Oh man, this year we're in the freaking basement. It's brutal. But we just had the Yankees number last year. Don't get me started. We freaking embarrassed them in the playoffs, that's for sure. What about the Highway of Tears? I talked about the Highway of Tears in my episode on vulnerable victims. Check it out. There's a whole section. Oh yeah, the history of the Blue Jays. I talk about them in the in the video on Bobbit. Listening from Atlanta. Me and my girlfriend love you. Keep it up, Josh. By the way, go Braves. Hey, don't make me talk about 1992. Toronto Blue Jays. First ever World Series victory against the Atlanta Braves. Beat the crap out of Tom Glavine, John Smoltz, Avery. Of course, Blue Jays. Your recent episode on fighting the different killers was hilarious. Thank you. I thought it was funny. But Lemonhead, I appreciate that. And hello to Atlanta. I'd love to get out to Atlanta sometime, actually. Somebody just got me this, actually. I was supposed to go for work, and then I didn't end up going. So they brought me back come on. They brought me back the Fenway jersey from Fenway Park in Boston. They said, we didn't think we should get you a Red Sox jersey. The thing is like, as diehard of a Jays fan as I am, I do like some of the logos of other teams and stuff too, so I will wear other teams' stuff. Josh is basically the Fred Durst of true crime, only with a Blue Jays hat. I don't wear backwards hats. We've been over this, LOL. 92 is before I was born, Josh. Melanie, shut up. Unsubscribing. Trout exploration outfit. Have you ever thought of getting a degree? Maybe you already do in criminal psychology. No, just because I wouldn't use it for anything. Get this, I was asked to come speak at Ohio State University for something on serial killers, actually. They want me to come and talk to their students and debate them on stuff. So I'm going to do that. So if you live around there, let me know. Oh my God, I love Killer Drip, the Ted Bundy one. Yeah, I love Killer Drip too. Keep on rolling, baby. You know what time it is. One of the best concerts I've ever been to. 1999 Significant Other tour. Redman and Meth Man opened in System of a Down. Before System of a Down's even self-titled album came out. No one knew who they were. They were the opener. Go Cardinals. Okay. You know what? I'll give you St. Louis. Yeah, they have a good, great uniforms, great logo, great franchise. A couple lean years right now for them, which is unusual. They're a very winning team normally. Oh my God. Have you ever read about Bluebeard? No. Can Charles Manson be considered a serial killer even though he never personally killed anyone with his own hands? I don't think so. No. Not in my opinion. Redman and Meth? Jealous. Do you think H.H. Holmes was just a scammer, like before he started the killing? Yeah, I think the whole pretty much proven nowadays. I think that like the H.H. Holmes stuff is pretty overblown. It was like very sensationalized, a product of what they call yellow journalism back in the day, especially in the States. No, not breakfast unk. What's that mean? What do you mean unk? I know what unk means, but what do you mean not breakfast unk? No, Charles isn't. What do you think about the Wayne Casey ring theory? I think it's bullshit. I just do. I just think he's a dumb fat loser. That was bad. Hey, thank you. In the UK, stayed awake till nearly 3 a.m. to be here, but I'm sleepy. Do you cover any British serial killers or international serial killers? Hey, I appreciate the £5. Really, that's amazing. You didn't have to do that. Thank you. I have covered some British. Let me see. I've got a Harold Shipman episode. I have an episode on Dennis. I always want to call him Nilsson, but it's not Dennis Nilsson. It's the other guy. It's they called him the Black Panther. I remember that. I have an episode on him. I know there's more. I mean, Jack the Ripper. There's probably more, but those for sure. And I appreciate that £5. Thank you. I haven't looked into the Mormon blood cult. Albert Fish, this guy seems like a real jerk. It's like the Norm Macdonald joke. Do you think the Zodiac Killer was a police officer, very skilled, or just lucky? Who knows, because he hasn't been caught. So we'll just never really know. You know, there's the big theory is that he was arrested for something else, right? We're going to go 10 more minutes. I actually have work to do tonight, unfortunately. I got client work that I didn't finish in time. DB Cooper, yeah, we've talked about doing a DB Cooper thing, for sure. It's very interesting. The guy who jumped out of the plane with like the money and all that. Norm Macdonald was the GOAT. You're like Chris Hansen of serial killers. Oh. Gacy's just a POS that wasn't even brave enough to admit it when it was literally in his basement. Good night. Good night. You should do a video on the weirdest motives, like a ranking one. Yeah. What are weird motives, though? Like, let's think. It's weird because, like, a lot of time the motive is compulsion, right? So, shoe fetish, the guy, like, I don't know. I'd have to think about it, obviously. Are there any people from history you would say are serial killers by definition, but nobody really says they are? I don't know, not that I can think of. Off the top of my head, I mean, probably, right? There's a new academic book of current evidence on psychology of serial killers by Snehu Gupta and 2 others. Cool. Ah, geez, last minute, late night work is the worst. I send you hugs. It's easy. I'm just doing some After Effects crap. I'm glad, so at least I caught a little bit of the live. You did, Pamela. Pamela's been doing stand-up comedy, if I'm not mistaken. That's why she's missed a bunch of the lives recently. How's the stand-up been going? We should make her join me and do her set. Put her on the spot. I have a weird motive one. Oh, Tommy Guns, $10. Thank you so much. I just wanted to say I love your show and how you mock these losers so much better than the shows that make them out to be smart people. Thank you. Appreciate that. I really appreciate the $10 too. Everything helps for the channel. We're getting there. We're getting close to... I keep getting closer and closer to being able to make it my full-time thing and not have to do these After Effects gigs anymore. Maybe this was already asked, but do you own any serial killer memorabilia? No, I have a whole video on memorabilia. I'm not a fan of it myself. I don't know. So, no shade if you are, but you should check it out. You're the GOAT. Appreciate your hard work and videos. I'm a friend of Bill too. And going to bed. All right, Lemonhead, friend of Bill. Take it easy. One day at a time. All right. I've been missing because I got a new security job. A lot more lame. Laugh my ass off. Okay, smoke me if you got 'em. 5 minutes. I should just turn on the equipment and do a live from there next time. It's a permanent setup. It's nice, huh? Here, let's kick on a light and see how it looks. It's gonna blast out the whole room, but there. You can see my garbage bags. But you can see you got a key light. Sorry, it's hard to reverse look. Key light is here. You got a bounce fill, which is this thing here. It looks like a piece of tinfoil. It's not, but that's a bounce fill to fill my other side of my face. You got a microphone. That's my shotgun mic right there. Obviously the green screen in the back. Here we have that's a teleprompter connected to a camera right there. Down below the chair, you can't see it really right now. below and behind the chair is another light that's pointed up at the green screen. So that's just the key light on right now. And then up top is that there is a backlight. So that light hits the back of my hair, the top of my head, the back of my shoulder to kind of separate me from the background. So that's and that's my set of 1992. 1992, speaking of 1992 Upper Deck baseball cards. So yeah, that's the setup. Let's see. Is that your man cave? It's just my edit. It's my basement. It's where I edit. You can't see my desk, obviously, but I have a pretty big desk. I have I work with a Mac Studio, cinema display, or they don't call them cinema displays anymore. I always forget what they're called. Apple Pro Display, I think it's called. Couple good speakers, monitors, keyboard, mouse, Yeti, that kind of thing. 1992 official ball from the World Series. There you go, Atlanta. That's a ball that was used in the World Series in 1992. And that's it. And then my comic book collection there. You got a bunch of drawings that I keep on my case there. A bowl of cereal down on the bottom. All that kind of stuff. But yeah, I like it down here. I'm down here most of the time. Thanks, Pam. 199. This setup's nowhere close to the setup when we normally shoot, right? This is just like a B setup. So you should see when we really set up. If you watch the live stream where we were set up in the studio, it's much, much more impressive and big. Yeah. What's the criteria for serial killer? Shake my head. Grand Haven, Michigan. 8 dead, 6 kids, 2 adults, suicide committed. Watch the episode that comes out this week because I talk about that. Talk about what the definition. We explore that again. Hey, Victoria's here. 92. That's 33-year-old ball. Yep. Josh talking about sports again. Does cameraman Eric live there? No, but cameraman Eric owns so much gear that he just set me up here. He's off on a TV shoot for like a month. So he just set me up. He's like, hey, let's just do a permanent setup in your basement. I don't need this stuff. You can just... So we just set up down here for a while. Favorite type of music? I'm all over the place. How do you feel about family members of serial killers? It's not their fault. They didn't do anything most of the time. Sometimes they're terrible people, I guess. But aren't we all sometimes? Or aren't people, not just serial killers' families, but yeah. Should do John Dillinger and Lizzie Borden. John Dillinger comes up in the Bonnie and Clyde episode. If Dexter was real, how would you feel about him going against other killers? He probably wouldn't fare well. Dexter would eventually, he'd get wiped out pretty quick probably. He was trying to do that all the time, you know? Like Dahmer's dad. Dahmer's dad I always joke about because... And in the last episode I talked about, hey, Mrs. Bruce, Dahmer's dad was like... I said that he'd give a interview to an ATM camera because that's like how many interviews the guy would do. I'm from Michigan. I've watched 3 from here. Cool. Criminal, this channel doesn't have more subscribers. We're getting there. Okay, folks, we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to go back to work. Make sure you're around this weekend on Saturday for Are All Serial Killers Motivated by Sex? I'm excited for that episode to come out. Hopefully it doesn't get flagged. It might. We'll see. And, yeah. We'll see you guys in the comments, okay? Have a good one, and thanks again.